Taking a look at some of our Alaska news for this Wednesday, August 30th, 2017. An earthquake has hit part of the Aleutian Islands once again. It seems to be quite a regular occurrence, and once again there was no damage or injuries reported, just a general shaking. A board that's investigating the sinking of a fishing vessel that happened last February is now examining the possibility of icy conditions and heavy pots playing a role in that boat going down. This is a hearing that's going on in Seattle. They heard this week from a boat that was actually called upon by the Coast Guard to help, if they could, with the search and rescue, and that boat couldn't because of the ice that was covering it. They were just simply trying to make it back into port themselves. A Wasilla man has been cited for baiting bears near a neighbor's cabin. And basically, you are allowed to bait black bears. You can put out a whole bunch of smelly, yummy stuff for bears, as long as you don't do it, near another person's cabin, as long as you have the right permits, and as long as you take it down in a judicial time frame. Apparently this man did none of that, and so now he's been cited, but it took them about a year to do so. More Yukon River cabins have burned to the ground. This happened near the community of Grayling, where somebody's property was hit by arson. This is something that's been going on now for a couple of years, actually, out on the Yukon River. They do have at least one suspect that they think might be behind it, but they don't have any proof at this point. In this particular case, the family had several buildings that were burned to the ground. They were actually going out this week to take a look and see if how the graves in the area were doing, because there's a private cemetery there as well. And when they found the buildings that were burned to the ground, there were also some racially threatening notes against Alaska Natives that were left in the rubble. Also, it's been about a year after a serial killer terrorized Anchorage. Several outdoor killings by Guy Ritchie, and then he himself was killed in a shootout with police. Now they're asking the question, has safety in Alaska's largest city actually improved? You can read that story for yourself and make up your own mind. NOAA, that's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, believes that they successfully freed a tangled whale near Tracy Arm. This happened down by Juneau. A whale coming in close to a cruise ship got tangled in its anchor line, and they called out, and the whale entanglement experts came out and ended up cutting the anchor line very close to the boat. And as the whale got free from the boat side, he was able to get out from the line itself and swam off, last seen about a mile away from the boat, heading rapidly in the opposite direction. Troopers managed to medevac a 70-year-old man who was having medical issues from a remote cabin near Teklanika. And there's a new ballot initiative that's targeting legislators' per diem pay, saying that, okay, legislators here in the state of Alaska, you will not be able to collect your per diem unless you manage to come up with a budget, a balanced budget, and do it on time. There are many more stories that we do not have time for in a video. If you'd like to get the 30 to 40-minute version of the news, send me an email. I will send you a sample. Become a subscriber at radiofreespeech.com.